What's going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we'll be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XLM to BTC. As always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, drop a like down below if you like the content and want to see more. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. So I do have a couple of things to discuss with you guys that are actually quite interesting. I do want to talk about the possibility of XRP going above Bitcoin. Like, is that even somewhat of a chance? I know we don't really talk about XRP much on the channel, but I do want to change things up, stir the pot a little bit. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's going to be quite interesting to see what exactly we discover when we look at the charts regarding Bitcoin and XRP. Otherwise, we are going to be looking at Litecoin once again. Obviously, there does seem to be a massive spike in the market recently. Not really sure as to why, but I do want to discuss it and talk to you guys about it shortly. So otherwise, let's just jump into today's episode. Really quick, guys, before we jump into today's episode, I did want to point out that if you go on my merch store or my website, link is in the description for the Crypto TV merch. I did add 2 new merchandise shirts. It is a limited amount for the holidays, so there's only 10 of each shirt in all the sizes, so it's not that much, just 10 total. You can see we have the Litecoin accepted here colored tee and the Litecoin accepted here regular tee. This is what this one looks like. You can see it's pretty cool. I do like this one a lot. Then we also have this one. They're only $20, so it's not really a bad price. We have the Litecoin accepted here one. You've probably seen me wear it on the show a couple of times. So if you did want to pick these up for the holidays or whatever it is that you wanted them for, they're on the website. Link is in the description. Definitely pick one up. Only 10 of each. And let's move on. So we're on the coin market cap right now, and as you guys can see, we have a current market cap of 114 billion, 24-hour volume 14.4, Bitcoin dominance 54.5. We're seeing a decreasing in Bitcoin dominance by about 0.5, 0.6%. We then see 24-hour volume up since yesterday about 3 to 4 billion up by, and then we see the market cap at 114.6, which is up by almost $10 billion since yesterday. So we are seeing an influx in the currencies. We're seeing money move into the market. Now we have to figure out why it's moving into the market and what is going to happen. So we're looking at the top 10 coins, and hopefully you guys can see this. I'm seeing it. We have double-digit positive up all across the board, double-digit green. Bitcoin's up by 9%, almost 10% at $3,500. XRP is at 32, up 12. Ethereum's up 10. EOS is up 22. Litecoin is up 15%. We're seeing huge gains. Tether really not doing much, but you can see Bitcoin is taking off. XRP took off. Ethereum took off. EOS took off. We see Litecoin, Tron. They're all moving up. All these coins are up double digits for the most part. I do want to just see what is actually up the most. Revain is up 36%, Ontology up 27%, so we're definitely seeing some massive moves within the market, and I do think it's interesting. That's why I do think we need to look at these, because it's giving me some reason and potentially some doubt as to why we're shooting up so high. So I'm on AMB Crypto, and as you guys can see in the title, it says Ripple XRP could trigger the bull run of 2019 and overtake Bitcoin. So is that possible? Before we dive into that, let's just compare Bitcoin and XRP really quick. So one thing to note is XRP only has a $13.2 billion market cap, which, yeah, it's a lot. We then see Bitcoin 62.3 billion. So there's a huge difference. This is almost 4 to 5 times bigger Bitcoin than XRP. You can see the difference. Circulating supply only 17.4 million with Bitcoin, while XRP is 40.7. I think that's billion as well, or if not trillion. That's 1,000 million, no, 40 billion coins in circulating supply versus 17 mil. There's a huge difference. So moving that on. So I don't think it's going to catch up. I don't think XRP is going to overtake Bitcoin by coin market cap. It's still possible. You know, anything's possible, but it doesn't seem likely. It says XRP has been dormant for a very long time, and as the end of 2018 approaches, much needed news from Ripple's partnership with major financial institutions have started erupting in the crypto space. In addition to the above, XRP and cryptocurrencies are being backed by major players in the financial industries. So yeah, we haven't really talked about XRP much, but they've definitely been making some interesting changes within their company. They've been partnering with a lot of big partnerships. We see Ripple made massive partnerships with major banks and financial institutions. That's why, you know, a lot of people are confused, you know, why cryptocurrency is decentralized and the whole point is to be away from the banks, yet Ripple and XRP, or Ripple itself, partners with banks, you know, so it's kind of weird, you know. A lot of people are who are into cryptocurrency know that, and they're anti Ripple for that reason, that they partner with these big financial institutions. But partnering with Israel's GMT, Turkey's Akbank, MoneyGram, American Express, CIBC, Earthport, and many more have access to Ripple's blockchain tech for cross-border payments. Yes, Ripple and XRP are two different things. Ripple or XRapid. XRP is the coin. Ripple is the company that kind of has these partnerships with these banks. But, you know, even with all of these positive notes that XRP and Ripple are having with partnering with banks and stuff like that, I don't think that means that it's going to overtake Bitcoin. You know, Bitcoin is making some pretty positive gains as well, being accepted in many countries, becoming very popular of a currency. So I don't think XRP is going to overtake Bitcoin, in my honest opinion. You know, it's so much easier and so much more accessible to obtain a Bitcoin than it is to obtain XRP. That means you have to get Binance, ABRA. Yes, it's becoming easier, but it's still semi-difficult. Most people know about Bitcoin for Bitcoin, not because of, you know, XRapid, XRP. So yeah, it's just weird to see that news is coming out that XRP could potentially overtake Bitcoin in the long run. I don't think it's going to happen. But the article pretty much just gives you some background on XRP. It says, with aggressive adoption and partnerships amongst Ripple and other financial institutions, if and when these banks go live and start using XRapid, XRP's prices will definitely soar higher, leading the next bull run. This bull run, in combination with the correct market cap of XRP, could be how XRP becomes the first largest cryptocurrency in the world, overtaking Bitcoin. I don't think it's going to happen. Possible, but I think it's not likely. Moving on, though, to what obviously you guys wanted to see more or less. We see Litecoin on its 4-hour. That's another thing, too. When we compare Litecoin right now to Tether, we're only off by like 76 million. You can see Litecoin has a 1.8, I believe that's $billion market cap. Tether is $1.87 billion market cap. So it's only about $70 billion, off 74 million to be exact, which truly in the cryptocurrency market space isn't much. So it's very possible for Litecoin to overtake Tether, considering Tether isn't making any gains at all. Is actually quite interesting as well. So obviously you guys can see on Litecoin's 4-hour chart what exactly happened. You can see we shot up off of this support that we drew here. We made a video yesterday discussing that a potential bull run is going to happen, or a short one. You can see we did. We managed to shoot up. We were going to retest our high-low MMA. We did, and now we broke through that and are going higher. The doubtfulness that I have is, at least in the 4-hour, I do think we're going to start to retrace back down, either hold this price or come back down to $27, $28, mainly because we are now overbought. You know, the market is way too in one side. It's way too extreme. You know, because it's overbought, we need to see some sort of consolidation, some sort of correction and pullback. Moving then on out to the daily, I think in the longer term, we can still move up. We found our bottom. 22 seems to be a very nice price. So these were good buying opportunities. We discussed that in previous episodes. The fact that we were flatlining out on the oversold line on Litecoin's daily gave us, you know, potential that a move could definitely come. And we saw that move us back upwards. Now, just to zoom out to see where exactly we are It's interesting because I do think in the short term, we're going to see a pullback, a small one. But in the long term, it's possible that this coin can continue to move up. We could see a $45 Litecoin, by the end of 2018. We could see one move up all the way up to 45. If not, move us all the way up to $53, anywhere in between the high-low MMA on Litecoin's daily charts. Another thing to note is we're back at 50 on our relative strength indicator, which pretty much tells us that there is potential to go either way. It's a nice start. We bounced off. We found a bottom. Moving on to Bitcoin, you can see Bitcoin also found its bottom. We're looking at the daily. You can see where we've drawn in previous support. I'm just going to move this line up ever so slightly to show us. Let's see. Move this up a little. Oops, I'm actually drawing. My bad. Here we go. Move this up to show us the bottom right there. You can see where we touched right here. You can see we're doing that again, and we're seeing a nice spike. We were extremely oversold. We traded sideways on the oversold line on the RSI for Bitcoin. It was only a matter of time before we saw some sort of retracement. It would be nice for the rest of the market to see a major pullback, or a major correction upwards. We're looking to move all the way up to $5,300 to retest, or $5,000 to retest that high-low MMA. The issue right now, at least for Bitcoin, and why I think it's going to be a short-term correction back downwards, I don't think we're going to go much higher, is due to the fact that we're testing a resistance right now on Bitcoin. 3630 is a pretty strong resistance. You can see where we were using that as a support back in September. It is currently acting as a resistance right now in, I believe it is December, mid-December. So it's going to be interesting. Obviously, everybody likes to see green. Buying at 22 is definitely the move. Now, passing this over onto Ethereum, we're looking at Ethereum on its weekly. You can see what's happening. We're bottomed out on the weekly. I told you bottoming it out on the weekly, being oversold on the weekly, is pretty major in terms of the overall trend of cryptocurrency. So being that we were oversold on all these weekly charts, and the fact that we're pretty much right at the end of the downtrend for Ethereum, gives me hope that we could break through. We could shoot through. We could head all the way up to 280, 288, 290 for Ethereum's weekly. Obviously, a lot of you guys would be appreciative of that, but this is definitely a possibility. Hopefully, you guys are seeing that downtrend that we have formed. Obviously, there will be definitely some resistance at $200. I'll draw that in for you guys just so you don't forget. This is a resistance, but if we could break through that, we could easily blast up to $200, doubling the price of Ethereum at the current market level. The interesting part is XLM. So that's why I wanted to continue talking about this, because I do think it is quite good that we track this. Now, one thing to note is we did break bearish through the Elliott wave. We fell. We went lower. It's kind of hard to adjust these lines. That's practically where XLM was supposed to touch. You can see we fell all the way down to our 0.3. Where that support was, you can see we've had that support all the way back in March of 2018. So we have 3 points of support here. So I do think this is going to hold. I think what we're really looking for is for this candle to move all the way back up into these lines here. Either consolidate out more, trade in here, or just correct upwards. But it's nice to see at least that we are starting to move back up. I know it was unfortunate we broke through here, so things did trend a little bit sideways. We didn't want to see that, but we did call that at 0.4 we would head down to a 5, and that is exactly what happened. So otherwise, that sums up today's episode. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's episode. Peace.